Hey everyone, I'm here today with a products I regret buying video. I haven't filmed one of these in so long and I'm very excited to share with you products that I regret buying, that way you don't spend your money on them. If you are new, welcome. My name is Cassie. I hope you enjoy this video and you decide to stay a while by hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that bell, that way you're notified of any new video that I upload. I try to upload every Tuesday and Thursday. And yeah, I am gonna share with you guys products that did not work for me. If you love these products, by all means, continue to use them. My taste in makeup or things that work for my skin or my expectations of certain items may be very different than yours. So if you love them, great. If you also dislike them, please let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the products that I regret buying. A lot of these items are pretty pricey. Some of them are drugstore, so they're a little bit less expensive, but the majority of these are higher end items. So let's start with the drugstore stuff. The first is the Physician Formula Eye Boosters. Now, I used to be ride or die for this. I don't know if I've just tried so much better eyeliners or if these just got super crappy. So I picked up two. One of them was like the Precision, on here, they say the exact same thing, but the packaging on both was different. One of them said like Precision eyeliner, and then the other one just looked like the regular one. I've heard that they have a waterproof one out that's really good in black, but this one sucks. I tried both of these. First of all, I don't know if you can see that. It skips, it bleeds, and that is not very black at all. And then I'll try this other one. The amount of surface that has skipped on these swatches and the fact they are not very black. Like it's almost so watery that they're not like opaque. And I have like tried to use this multiple times and it just skips over my lid. I have to go over it multiple times to get a nice black line. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner and that one is so good. It's so good. Same with like the Renaissance Flick from Makeup Revolution. Like there's so many other ones that are so much better. And this one, it's like I have to keep going over it. And it's still skipping. And you can see like how many times I had to go over it to get it that deep intensity of black. These are just garbage. Physicians Formula is not cheap at the drugstore either. They're like one of the more higher priced drugstore brands. And these are just like not good. I don't know if the formula changed or what, because it has been years since I've tried this, or if I just have found such better liners that these are just garbage. Drugstore item is this e.l.f. bronzer. This is Forever Sun-Kissed. This was the most patchiest bronzer I have ever used. I tried to use this 3 or 4 times. I've used different brushes because I thought the first time like, oh, maybe it's my brush. It is this. It goes on so stinking patchy. Like it looks really pretty. I swatch it and I'm like, ooh, that is a gorgeous tone. Every time I've used this, it is so blotchy on my cheek. Like I swatch it and it makes me want to give it another shot. But I've tried this numerous times and it is I don't know, I don't have textured skin and it just is so blotchy and bad. So this is a pass for me. I like the blushes that come in this like primer infused line. I think this is one of the primer infused ones. I like the blushes, but this was a no-go for me. The last drugstore product, this is the Pacifica A Light Clean Foundation. Now I bought this and I was too self-tanned, so I waited until I was fair. I've tried this 3 times. I have the shade Warm Light 37WL. And I'd heard great things about this. The reviews are awesome. It did not work for me. Again, I don't have textured skin. Like I have pretty smooth skin. This makes my skin look so textured. It clings to my skin weirdly. I have normal skin. Like I rarely have dry patches. If I do have a dry patch, it's like a little bit on my nose and I'm not really oily. I do get like throughout the day, like towards the end of the day, I can get a little bit shiny in my T-zone, but I don't have like super oily skin. I'd say I'm very much a traditional like normal skin type. But this, it just looked so bad on my skin. My skin looked dehydrated. It looked textured. It was not good. It was not a good look for me. I'm even like looking in here and like everything in the bottle is like all separated. It's very bizarre. So this was a no-go for me. I've heard a few people talk about it and love it, but for me, no. It used to be a favorite for so long. I mean, I've gone through so many of these, but I think I've just tried better products that now sometimes when I go back to old favorites, I'm like, ooh, that was not a good look. This is one of them, the Too Faced bronzer. I recently pulled this out because I had opened it up and realized like, oh, you've hit a good amount of pan. Let's just finish her up. Let's get her done, put her in an empties. No, the last 3 times I wore this, again, super blotchy. The color is like not a good color for me. It's way too dark, which is weird because I used to wear it all the time. It's very similar in coloring. But this just goes on so muddy and murky looking on my skin. It just looks dirty and it was super patchy. Again, tried this with a few different brushes and I didn't like the way it looked any of the times that I used this. So I just think that I have found other products that I love so much more that sometimes just going back to these old favorites, I'm like, oh, that actually isn't as good as it used to be. So for me, I won't be repurchasing this one anymore. This is just the original chocolate. Now that I've just found other bronzers that are so much more beautiful and blend so much nicer, this one is just like, it's just not for me anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're breaking up, I'm sorry. Moving on. This, I don't know if I've featured this in a regrets video. I think I did because I want to say somebody told me, I don't know if it was a haul. I don't know. I may be featuring this again, but I'm still trying to make this little thing work for me. This is the Tatcha Moonlight little eye cream, the pearl. I love a ton of Tatcha products. Like, I love a ton of Tatcha products. I mean, can we talk about, there's like literally nothing left in here. I'm scraping around the edges of this primer. I really love Tatcha products. I bought the dewy cream. I love it. So I love Tatcha products. This I cannot figure out for the life of me. It's supposed to be like a brightening eye product. It looks super pretty. It smells beautiful, but I've tried a little bit. I've tried a lot. I've tried a medium amount. I've tried my fingers. I've tried a brush. I've tried warming it up on my fingers and then apply. I mean, I've tried everything to get this to work for me, and it is so streaky under my eyes. It's bizarre. It's not like, I can't get it blended in. It looks weird. I don't know how to make this work for me. I tried all y'all's advice. It doesn't work. This is super easy. I just put it under my eyes. It gives a beautiful pearlescent brightening effect under my eyes. It doesn't like cling weird. This, I just can't get it to work for me. And I'm bummed because I wanna love it. The texture, like even like putting it on my finger, do you see how it clings to certain areas of my finger? Like it doesn't just scoop onto my finger. And then, I don't even know if this is gonna show, I'm trying to blend it out. Ooh, yeah, maybe I can. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can show this. Okay, so it will cling to certain areas of my skin. I really don't know if that's gonna show. And I cannot get it, like I am vigorously blending it into my hand to finally get it to absorb and look nice. But I cannot, let's zoom back out a little bit here, not to be vigorously blending this in under my eyes. Like that's too much pressure, that's too much blending. Looking at it on my hand, I've never blended it into my hand like I just did now. That looks pretty. That looks pretty. If that could happen under my eyes, that would be awesome. But I can't be blending and blending and blending like this under my eyes. Like I need to do gentle tapping and I cannot gentle tap this under my eyes. So I cannot figure that out. Somebody please help me because this looks beautiful. This looks phenomenal. I can't get it to do that under my eyes unless I guess I just start blending them in, but then I'm gonna have more wrinkles than I already do. And I already pay enough in Botox, okay? I can't add more down here, all right? All right, moving on. Couple foundations. Now, part of this is like, okay, I like, you guys know, I don't like super full coverage foundations. I like a medium, right? I even do a light now and again. I don't have a lot to cover up. I have a little bit of redness depending on the day, and I don't really have texture. I don't have acne. So I can get away with a pretty light coverage foundation. And I do like some skin tints that just kind of like even everything out, but aren't necessarily heavy, right? Okay. All right, so I have 3 skin tints here, and it very well could just be my own preference. It's a regret video, not necessarily that they're all crappy, but I regret buying them because I literally just don't reach for them. I don't feel like they do anything for my skin. The first one is Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. Now, they used to have a tinted moisturizer, and it was like a hardcore cult favorite here on YouTube. I remember Fowler, All That Glitters. She used to use it all the time. I don't know if they've reformulated it, but I remember it having some good coverage back then. This has no coverage. Like, it feels like I put on a moisturizer, and then there's like no coverage. Like, to me, I don't know what the point of even putting this on. It doesn't, unless you're just going to use this as your SPF 30, but it doesn't give any coverage. It didn't even me out, and it made me feel greasy. Like, my skin just felt greasy. It felt like I had makeup on, but no coverage. So it's like, if I'm going to feel like I have makeup on, I might as well have it doing something, covering something. But this, I felt like it felt like makeup-y on my skin, but literally had zero coverage. This next one is the Lancome Skin Feels Good Hydrating Skin Tint Healthy Glow. Now this one has hyaluronic acid in it, so at least it has like something in it that even if it's not giving a major tint or coverage to your skin, it still has some good ingredients. This is actually a really pretty product. I got the wrong shade, first of all. It's like orange. And again, it just felt greasy on my skin. Like, even blending this onto my hand, it looks good on my hand, man. But on my face, it's, again, a product that just feels makeup-y and like heavy, but there's no coverage. So to me, I'm like, well, why would I wear a product that feels makeup-y and doesn't have any coverage when I could wear something with a little bit of coverage that feels lighter on the skin? So for that reason, those two are regret purchases, because not so much the coverage is not there, but the fact that they feel makeup-y on my skin and also don't provide coverage. This is a Superhero Mascara. I think this was sent to me. I tried this out again. It's the Elastic Stretch Volumized Mascara. I like the IT Cosmetics and Dry Bar one a lot. This is a no-go for me. It does nothing for my lashes. I like the wand, but something about this formula just, I look like I have 3 lashes. They look short and stubby, and it makes my lashes fall. It does not help my lashes hold a curl, which I already struggle with. So this is a no-go. I don't know why I keep trying it. I feel like I've tried it multiple times in the past and didn't like it. I don't know. Thought maybe my mind would change. It still hasn't. This product. Not because it's not beautiful, but I don't know what to do with this. I bought it because I saw all the influencers talking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need it. It is the Major Glow Highlighting Mist from Patrick Ta for Face, and it's in the We Love Her Pink Pearl, and it's an aerosol highlighter. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to buy an aerosol highlighter, but I did. So it's very pretty, but realistically, putting this on, like, how am I going to put this on without getting it all over my face? Like, I want to put it on my cheeks. I've tried it with a brush. It doesn't look all that great when I try to apply it with a brush. It's like I almost have to directly apply it to my face, but I'm so scared I'm going to mess up the rest of my makeup and get this in places I don't want it. So I think this is beautiful. I think it's a beautiful product. But for me and like my makeup routine, how I do my makeup, my skill level, I just don't know what to do with this. And it's beautiful, but I mean, I'm not gonna take, package and then like, I'm just not gonna do that. So I don't know why I just like couldn't control myself and I bought it, because I just don't use it. It's just not that the product is bad, it's just not in a form or like a way that is easy for me to use, and I think easy for most people to use. I don't think most people are very confident going with this. So if you have this and you have a way that you love to apply it, maybe I haven't tried it on a beauty blender, but I feel like it'd soak up too much. If there's a way that you love applying this, please let me know. I want to use it. I think it's gorgeous. I just don't ever reach for it because of the way that I need to apply it. So for that reason, I regret buying it, not because it's a bad product or anything like that, strictly for the fact that I don't reach for it because of how I need to apply it. That makes sense? Okay, the last I found another drugstore product. This I pulled out recently. It's an LA Girl gel liner. This was so not black. It's in the color jet black. It's not very black. It's super stiff, and it does not like, I had to keep dipping in this multiple times, and it just like drug. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a smooth, creamy like the Maybelline or L'Oreal ones. It just was really stiff and not very black. It was matte, but it just wasn't smooth and creamy. So this I regret buying. I'm trashing it because it just is not good. These three are very expensive. The first one is this primer, Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Primer. I am going to do a video with this in the foundation so that you guys can see how it wears throughout the day. So first of all, this is a very expensive primer. Not as expensive as the one I'm going to show you next or after, but for being as expensive as this is, the packaging is such garbage. Like I mean, the packaging is fine as far as like it's functional. But if you're spending like 50 something dollars or however much this was on a primer, it shouldn't have like a crappy, look at this, a crappy little label that just peels right off. It's like a paper label and it's in a plastic bottle. Like how much less money could you have spent on the packaging to make it so dang expensive? And it's an okay primer. It's not anything to write home about. I don't find it any better than my, you know, $20 primers or my drugstore primers. To me, it's really not that like revolutionary. I don't wear, let's just put it this way. It hasn't been so good that I can't stop reaching for it. I've literally worn it 3-4 times maybe. I forget about it. So it's not something that has stood out to me as like phenomenal. Like my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores or the new IT Cosmetics primer, like those ones, like I can't stop reaching for them. Like I've used them up because I loved them so much. So, or like this is so good. Clearly I keep reaching for it. It is memorable to me. This is not memorable to me. Like I don't even remember, like, did it hold my foundation very well? I don't know. Did my skin look good? It's not memorable. Let's just put it that way. So I regret buying it. Now this foundation, I kind of feel the same way. It's been a while since I've used it, to be honest. Like when I first bought it, I wore it for a week or two, and then again, not memorable. I feel like you know a product is worth it if, especially when you first buy it, you can't stop using it. This is just kind of like, the bottle is beautiful. Now they surely splurged on the bottle of this. The bottle is gorgeous. The packaging is beautiful. I have the shade Light Medium 9. Again, it's not a memorable foundation for me. So when I do my review, maybe I'll film that tomorrow, my wear test of these two. Maybe I'll remember how I feel about it, but it hasn't been anything that's like wowed me to where I keep reaching for it. Like my EX1 foundation, it's clearly almost gone. Or my, what else? Urban Decay Naked foundation, which I reach for all the time. Or my Pure foundation, which I reach for all the time. Or this Revlon Candid foundation that's almost gone because I reach for all the time. Those are memorable to me where I remember how good they are and I like them, so I continue to reach for them. This I like literally haven't touched in months because it's not memorable. Okay, now the last one is the most painful of all because it was the most expensive. And okay, so Beautylish was having their sale where if you spent a certain amount, you got certain amounts in gift cards. So I thought, perfect time to try this out. Everyone talks about it. For years, people have been talking about the Sicily Double Tensure Instant and Long-Term Primer. It's like $200, $198, something like that. So I finally decided, okay, well, I'll just do that. That way I'll get gift card and I can buy like the Jeffree Star stuff that I had been wanting to buy. I brought it down to Disneyland because I wanted to see like, okay, does this really help my makeup stay on? Like it's gonna be revolutionary. Jaclyn Hill has raved about it. Lots of people have raved about it. And honestly, I don't think that it's any better than my less expensive primers, to be honest, 100% honest. If you were wanting to throw $200 away and try it, go for it. But I mean, I have massive regret over buying this. I've already thrown away the box, so I can't even return it. So I will use it up, but it's not something that I am like blown away with. Like I mentioned about the other primers that I really love. It's not something that is like revolutionary to me. I don't find my makeup stays any better. I don't find my skin looks any better. Now, maybe it has some skincare benefits that's doing work behind the scenes, but I already use skincare to do the work behind the scenes. So I don't know. I mean, it's expensive as heck. And I don't see the hype. I don't see why it's so highly raved about, because it honestly doesn't perform any better than like my IT Cosmetics primers that I really love. What other primer? I mean, I have so many. The Milk Gripping Primer. I don't find that it's any better than my Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Primer. Like, I don't feel like it does anything more than the other products I already use. So it's just not memorable. I think like that's the thing for me in this video, is like the things that I constantly reach for are things that are memorable to me, that I'm like, oh, I loved the way my skin looked. I loved the way my cheeks looked. I loved how my eyes looked. I loved how my lashes looked. And then there's products where I'm like, you know, and granted, there are products that like you get new stuff so you forget about the old things that you loved, but these were all new products that I just, like, they weren't memorable after a first couple tries to where I like kept wanting to use them, or I didn't notice a big enough difference, or they just did not work for me. But it's sad because it's a lot of money. So the products that I'm talking about are not necessarily crap products, unless I've said like, oh yeah, it's awful. A lot of them are just things I don't reach for. I regret spending my money on them. They didn't perform quite how I wanted them to. But you know, if you want to try any of these, go for it, girl. I think you should. I just personally would not repurchase these items. They're things that I will use up or declutter. I'll definitely be using this up because I am not giving away a $200 primer, that's for sure. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love watching these. I love seeing different people's perspectives on products, and sometimes people will mention a product that they hated, and I'm like, what? And I love that product. But yeah, anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Hit that notification bell, that way you're notified of any new videos that come out. And without battling on anymore, I will say goodbye and see you guys in the next video. Bye!